I wanted to go over how we do our sit-stay. The sit-stay practice is going to be very much like the place-stay that we've gone over before, but I want to make sure that we do a video dedicated to sit-stay and to down-stay. I might be able to do both of them in the same video. All right. So when we first teach sit, we teach it in the heel position like you see here. Sit or initially starts out as part of healing. So if we move forward, Maverick, heel, we step forward. Every time we stop, he sits, right? So that is initially how we teach the sit as part of the heel. But eventually we want our dog to be able to sit and stay. So if I'm going to leave my dog in a sit-stay, I'm going to tell my dog sit, and I'm going to mark and reward. We have a lot of distractions out here today, which is good. Sit. No. Sit. So if I want my dog to do a sit-stay, I can tell him sit, click, and feed. Sit, click, and feed. Sit, mark, and feed. So whatever your marker is, sit, mark, and feed. Sit, mark, and feed. So when we're teaching any type of stay, sit, sit, we're increasing our 3 Ds. Sit. So our first D is duration. This is just the amount of time my dog holds the position. No. Sit. Sit. I can continuously reward sit to start to increase his duration. Sit. The longer he stays in a seated position, the more rewards he gets. Sit. Sit. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to move away from our dog. Sit. As we move away, we're only going to reward when we come back to this position, which is the heel position next to our dog. Sit. Okay? So the way we move away from our dogs, no, heel. The way we move away from our dog, sit, is with our right foot first, sit. And just like we did with the place bed, we're going to turn and face our dog first. Sit. So I'm going to start to move away with my right foot. I'm going to take my right foot first. Sit. Okay. Sit. Right foot. Go back. Click. And feed. Now, when I do this, I'm not going to have food in my hand. I'm going to say sit. Step out with my right foot. Return. Click. And feed. Sit. I want Maverick to know that when I come back to this position, he's going to get rewarded. Sit. But nothing is going to happen until I come back to the heel position, mark, and feed. Sit. Step out. Come back. Mark, and feed. The first step is the most important. Sit. So we can do 1,000 repetitions of this very first step, right? I want him to know that when I step like this, nothing good happens until I return to the heel position. So we're just doing a bunch of repetitions of I move, he stays, I come back, he gets rewarded. Because everything else happens between those two things. So I step away, I come back, I reward. And all we're going to do is just gradually add a little bit more space. So sit, I step, I come back, I reward. Sit, I step out, I come back, I reward. Sit, I step out, I come back, and I reward. Okay? Sit. Good. Sit. Right foot first. Turn and face. Start to back away. Come back in. Now, as we move away, one of the things we want to pay attention to is having, first of all, if I want to do a long distance place or sit stay, I want to have a long leash. So I have a nice long leash here. Sit. As I move away from my dog, I want to keep that leash up off the ground between me and my dog. Okay. So as I come in, I'm going to shorten my leash up as I get closer to him. Sit. As I get further away, I'm going to let some of that leash out. And there is food all over the ground here. I just had a private lesson this afternoon, but he's not allowed to eat off the ground while he's in a sit. Good. Sit. So practice at these early stages. While we're not going too far, this leash management. So as we step away, we let a little bit of leash out. As we come in, we're taking up that slack. Sit, right foot first, turn and face. Start to back away, let some leash out. As I get further away, I want to keep that leash kind of just hovering up above the ground. I don't want to have tension on the leash, but I don't want to have a whole lot of excess slack. Sit. Sit. Okay. Now, what we're doing is we're slowly increasing our 3Ds, right? So our duration, how long has he stayed in a sit? He's been in a sit for a few minutes now, right? Is he able to stay in the sit while I'm further away? Sit. We're slowly just increasing the distance that we're moving away. Now, obviously, when I move away, it takes me a little bit of time to move away from him, which is also increasing that duration automatically, right? So if I'm going to move away, sit. It's going to take me 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7. I'm already at maybe 10 seconds, 12 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, right? So we're increasing our duration when we start to add that distance also. But there's going to be a point where I'm going to say sit, I'm going to move away, and then I'm going to kind of wait out at a set distance. So I don't want to go too far right away. I want to set a pretty easy distance for him. And then I'm going to start to ask for more duration while I'm out here. I'm talking, I'm moving, there's some distractions around. He's able to maintain that sit. I come back into this heel position. I click and I feed. So sit. So what we want to do when we're teaching our sit stay initially is just a ton of repetitions of I go away and then I come back. And when I come back and I come back to this position, I mark and I reward. Sit. So all he has to do is just wait for me to come back. He could try to go for the food on the ground, but I'm going to stop him. And he might get a correction too. And there's no guarantee he's going to get the food that's on the ground. But if he waits politely and then waits for me to come back into this heel position, he's going to get fed. Sit. So he could take a calculated risk and try to get the food off the ground, but I'm pretty quick. I'm probably going to stop him, right? No. Heel. Sit. So I don't want him going into a down when he's supposed to be in a sit stay. Sit. So I went back, I corrected him, I put him back into a sit. I'm going to do a slightly shorter sit stay. I'm going to come back and reward him for doing it correctly this time. So what's going to happen as we start to increase the difficulty, sit, is he's going to make a mistake, right? So if I ask him to do something for a long period of time or for a long distance, he might make a mistake, and that's okay. It's part of learning. But I'm going to go back. No. I'm going to give him his correction. I'm going to make him do it right. Heel. Sit. But I'm going to make it a little bit easier for him. So I'm not going to go quite as far. I'm not going to go quite as long. I'm going to come back and let him know that when he stays in that sit, then he's going to get rewarded. Sit. Walk away. I come back. Now reward. Now what's going to happen is over time, sit, we're going to be doing longer duration stays where he might have to stay there for upwards of 3 or 4 minutes, right? And he might realize, oh, this is one of those times when my handler is going to go away and I'm not going to get any feedback or food or reward for 3 minutes. Well, he might decide that 30 seconds in, sit. If he just breaks, then she's going to put me back into a sit position and then she's going to give me a cookie. So what we're not going to do is we're not going to reward him after he makes a mistake. But what we will do is we will ask him to do the behavior again and hold him to a similar difficulty, but a little bit easier, right? So if he broke at 30 seconds in, I might ask him for 25 seconds. Heel. Sit. No. Heel. I don't know. You can try and get the food off the ground, but you're not gonna. Heel. All right. Sit. Now, I generally find that the sit stay is the least useful of the stays. Sit. A short duration, short distance sit stay is as useful or as much as I really need, right? I might use a sit stay when I do my door manners. I might do a sit stay when I need to pick up something so I can tell him sit and I can go pick up something off the ground if I need to. I can fix my leash, right? But there's not a lot of instances where I really need my dog to specifically stay in a sit stay while I go 15, 20, 30 feet away for 10 minutes, right? If I'm going to be in a situation where I want my dog to be stationary for a long duration of time, I'm more likely than not going to put my dog into a down, right? Because it's a lot more comfortable. Most dogs don't like to stay in a seated position for an extended period of time. And quite honestly, I don't ask for a sit stay longer than 3 minutes. It's not a super comfortable position for our dogs. They would much prefer to be laying down. The best part is when we do our down stay, it's exactly the same method. So we're going to give him a free. We're going to walk him out a little bit, kind of give him a little bit of a palate cleanse. Free! Maverick, heel. Good boy. Good. Good boy. No. Heel. All right. So if we're going to do a down stay, we generally don't like to mix these into the same session, right? So I'm not going to do a bunch of sits and down and then sit and then down and then sit and then down. I'm going to do a whole bunch of sits, do something else, maybe take a break, go get a cup of coffee, come back, and then we'll do our downs. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to do the downs right now. So if I'm going to do a down stay, first I'm going to ask him for a down. I knew that was coming. Good. Reward him for that down. So just like when we did our sit stay, the down is going to be very much the same. I'm going to say down. I'm going to step with my right foot. I'm going to come back to this position. I'm going to click and I'm going to reward. Down, step, come back, click, and reward. Down, step out of the heel position. And same thing, making sure we're managing this leash. Don't let it get too much slack as you get away. Down. The reason why we don't want to have a whole lot of slack in the leash as we leave our dog in a stay is if they break, we would like to be able to give them a timely correction. And I can't do that if there's too much slack in the leash. Now, in some instances, if the dog makes a mistake and breaks a position, they're going to run towards us, which inevitably is going to make slack. But in the chance that they don't, we want to be ready to give a correction as soon as we can, or as soon as they make a mistake. So just like with the sit stay, I want him to know that if I step away, nothing good is going to happen until I come back into this heel position here. When I come back here, he should expect a reward all the way down here. There's no reason to get up. There's no reason to come to me. Down. I don't recall my dog from a down stay unless I absolutely have to. I don't recall them from a sit stay. I don't recall them from a place stay. If my dog is in one of those positions, like, there should be no reason why I would have to recall them unless it was required for some type of activity, like a sport or something like that. If I want to go get my dog, I'm going to come back to his heel position. For training purposes, I want to reward him when I come back here as much as possible. And then when I'm ready to get him up, I'm just going to give him either a release or a heel. So I can say, heel, and we can walk away. Good job. All right. So here is your quick little lesson on sit stays and down stays. Now, if you're using your e-collar, you can use your e-collar to correct if they make a mistake. However, the leash is the best way to give corrections in this instance because up to this point, the e-collar has meant to come towards us. And so if our dog breaks to come towards us, breaks to come toward us, then the e-collar might actually just be reinforcing that behavior. It might not be the best option until we're a little bit more advanced in these skills. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. All right, I'll talk to you later. Free!